Hey, this was just going to be a quick gameplay video of me doing this Golden Town quest, but then I want to chime in on what I think about the TV mode not being there, and how it's not there for story mode, but it's still there for other types of quests. And I do believe that this was the one time the gamers might have been a little bit wrong, because the mode made this game what it is. And I do believe that that TV mode gives Zenless Zone Zero its own identity. And with all of these different gacha games coming out that require your time, they have to stand out some way. And Zenless Zone Zero had an identity that was aside from its characters and design and combat, and that was the TV mode. So what I've been hearing recently, the discourse on the game, is that people saying Zenless Zone Zero is a Gooner game. All the creators care about is, giving us good looking female characters, waifus you might say. And I believe that is not a good notion to have as a gacha game, because lots of gacha games could easily make good looking attractive characters, and that's not going to help Zenless Zone Zero stand out. And I do believe that the gamers were probably wrong here, because in the long run, when you get other gacha games that have good characters that stand out, what is there left? You need a gameplay mechanic or an identity other than that. And when you look at Infinity Nikki and some other gacha games that are releasing soon, of course, these games don't have the attractive character. Yeah, like the main character, of course, pretty attractive, I guess. But that game doesn't focus on releasing new characters. It focuses on releasing new outfits for your the character that everyone will be playing. And that's its identity. And I think what gamers did recently is strip ZZZ of its identity. TV mode made ZZZ stand out. It was like a roguelike mode where you can go through different areas within the TV section, and they could make that area as extensive as it is. Like, I recently just played a side quest, a side mission that allowed me to go as deep as 99 floors, which means there's infinite content. But of course I left out of it because I needed to go do other things within Zenless Zone Zero. But yeah, so that type of mode was able to allow the game devs to give us a lot more gameplay content and keep Zenless Zone Zero with its unique identity. Zenless Zone Zero does have a lot of other good factors going for it. Yes, the characters and definitely the combat. But what I need to say is, after playing this specific mission, I realized that I really love the TV mode, and I can't believe that y'all forced them to really take it out. At least they only took it out for the story mission, and I have noticed a good improvement in like story progression and the pacing of the story mode, because now you're not in TVs. Yeah, that's good and all, but I feel like sometimes it might be good to let the devs cook, because they cooked, and we know Hoyoverse wanted to release 3 different types of games. One, there's Zenless Zone Zero with that type of gameplay, action adventure style. Then there's Honkai Star Rail with their turn-based combat, and then there was Zenless Zone Zero with its action combat, but it also had the roguelike feature. This was actually supposed to be mainly a roguelike game, I think, and the action combat was just a bonus on top of it, because anyone could really make a good action combat game. And then when you look at the action combat in multiple gacha games or multiple games, sometimes it gets to a point where you can't tell them apart, because like once you have good devs on your team, they can create these action games for you and this good gameplay. Like, look at Platinum Games, look at other studios where they can create wonderful action games. But when you throw in like a roguelike like this, you look at it and you instantly know this is Zenless Zone Zero. There's no other roguelikes that have this type of aesthetic you see here. And I really do believe that that was a mistake. Like, we don't want the devs thinking that, hey, focus on these character designs for the gooners and all that stuff. We don't want them thinking that's all we want. We actually want good gameplay content. And I really hope that they go deeper into this TV mode on the side, of course. Yeah, okay, you don't have to put it in the story mode, but give us it in forms of missions, in-depth mission design and stuff like that, side missions. I will really enjoy that. So that's why I can't really forgive gamers for forcing their hand with this specific aspect of the game. Of course, there's lots of other stuff that needs to be improved, and we need to have let them know our voices, let our voices be heard. But with you, it comes a point where sometimes you're asking for too much, and you got to focus on the improvement of quality of life. And I feel like this is a good part of Zenless Zone Zero, that they could have improved on the TV mode instead of taking it out of different content. I think making more combat focused areas, or longer combat focused areas, when you do get in combat you run around for a much longer time and then you go back to TV mode. I think something like that could have been implemented a little bit more for the story mode, of course. But like, I remember thinking of, like, in the story mode, dealing with the train going and stopping the train from going over bombs and stuff. That was fun. That was part of the story mission in one of those earlier quests. That was good. That was a good use of the TV mode. How do you then create gameplay, in-person gameplay that replicates that without just relegating it to a on-screen cutscene or a slideshow cutscene of different still images? You can't really do that. Like, if you want it to be interactive, let them make it interactive. We just stifled their innovation in how they can make different story content interactive. And what we'll see is we're going to just get more cutscenes that aren't interactive with gameplay. We're going to get more comic books strips that aren't interactive with gameplay. Like, we did want the TV mode with more interactivity that actually made me feel like, or made us feel like, we were doing something in the story mode instead of watching very important parts play out in a cutscene. So that's my 2 cents on the Zenless Zone Zero TV mode. But if you would like to watch the rest of this gameplay, I don't know if I'm gonna put it. I just want to talk about this. I'll put up the rest of this gameplay actually as a individual video itself, because it's 43 minutes and I don't want y'all to sit through that. So thanks for watching. That's my thoughts on this. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Go watch my other videos on my channel and definitely subscribe.